Our speaker this afternoon, Peter Figueredo, is the founding partner of Netx. And without further ado, here's Peter.
Wow, thanks. I was expecting that I would have to do some stuff to wake you guys up coming in on the session right after lunch, but applause. I'm pretty impressed. So hopefully you loaded up on some coffee and Coca-Cola and everything like that. I am Peter, and as I was so nicely introduced, the founding partner of Netx. What does Netx, an ad agency, have to do with Affiliate Benchmark, a research company? It's actually a subdivision of our agency. And I'll tell you a little bit more about how that got started. But the one thing I did want to point out is the fact that you notice the little work in progress sign down at the bottom of the slide. We actually have a 2-month gathering period where we have the survey open for respondents. And we're coming up on like the last week of the current year's survey gathering period. So technically it is a work in progress, but I will tell you that we have over 6,700 respondents for the survey. So you can be pretty sure that the data I'm going to share with you today is not going to change dramatically over the next week or so. But you are getting a sneak peek at this data. I was literally up till midnight, 1 a.m. pulling the data so you could have the most current data possible. I'll definitely feel free to give me your business card afterwards, and I can send you the actual completed report, and then you can see if the data had changed at all. But one little exercise I'd like to do is, just by a show of hands, how many folks out there have participated and filled out the Affiliate Benchmarks research report? Anyone? Oh, well then you guys are in for a treat. Only the survey participants are actually sent the full research report. So giving you the sneak peek and giving you a look at the data is something you would have only been able to get if you filled out the report, which this is only a snapshot. There's hundreds of data points we include in the report. So if you are interested in the full report, like I said, give me your business card, or better yet, actually go and fill out the survey, because we'd love your input and your help with this effort. Okay. So what is Affiliate Benchmarks? Well, as I mentioned, it's a research division of our agency. We really decided to start this effort 4 years ago when we realized that there was a lot of questions we had, as well as our clients, because we do manage affiliate programs for a lot of very well-known companies like Dick's Sporting Goods, Audible.com, Ice.com, and a slew of other wonderful clients who, like us, have a lot of questions. What works well in affiliate marketing? What do affiliates, how do affiliates like to be communicated with? Where can we find good affiliates? What are other advertisers seeing as challenges in this space? Essentially, ways that we could benchmark our success in our programs against the industry. So there are some other surveys out there, such as AFSTAT and some other good stuff, but nothing that really answered exactly what we wanted. So we decided to start our own. And prior to starting this agency back in 2001, I actually worked at Nielsen Media Research. So I have a bit of a research background. So I decided to play the research nerd and start launching this survey stuff myself. Last year we had over 10,000 participants. As I told you, this year we've got already 6,700. It's a mix of affiliates, advertisers, agencies, pretty much everybody involved in the affiliate marketing space. We've got a lot of support from some wonderful partners who I'll share with you. We collect data points, hundreds of data points across a myriad of subjects. The surveys that advertisers fill out is different than affiliates, and I'll be sharing some data with you from both sides of the coin today. And really our mission, we're really not looking at this as a way to make a lot of money. We're not looking at this as a way to do anything other than help educate the industry and demystify affiliate marketing, because coming from a more traditional interactive background, if you will, before getting involved in this space, I know there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of misconceptions about affiliate marketing from folks who aren't involved in the space. The search guys, the CPM display guys, a lot of the bigger agencies, bigger advertisers just don't know enough about affiliate marketing to really understand it. So we thought this would be a great way to help demystify it educate them, share some more about affiliate marketing with those key people in the space, and overall help elevate the affiliate marketing industry as a whole. The fortunate situation where we've got a lot of wonderful partners out there who are helping us with this survey effort. So you can see a lot of the companies listed here, and when I say helping us, I mean they're actually out there spreading the word, telling their affiliates, their advertisers, this is a great survey effort, please participate, helping people make aware. We certainly couldn't produce this thing without the support of all these great partners, so if any of them are out there, thank you. And if anybody wants us to help or wants to help with the next year's survey, please see me, we'd love your help too. There's primarily two ways to do good research. One is to take a sample that's representative of the overall population and then project out your results to the overall population. So if there are 100 people from New Jersey in the overall population and you have a sample size of 100 people, you need something like one person, you know, so it's kind of like really extrapolating, making sure your sample matches the overall population percentage-wise so that you can say, as a percentage of the population, this sample answered this question correctly. That's not how we're doing this, because the other way to try and get good research is just to try and get as much information as possible, and to sheer, the sheer volume of information and number of respondents can really aid in creating a valid research study, and that's the direction we've gone. I'm proud to say our research study has been the largest in the industry for the past couple of years, and that's the direction we've gone. Happy to answer any questions on methodology if anybody has any, but why don't we just get into the data. So as I mentioned, it is a global research study. We collect data from US companies, international. So I figured I'd first give you guys a snapshot of everything. The overall survey from a global perspective, all of the people in the affiliate industry from the affiliate side who've answered the survey. One of the questions we like to ask is to help understand who are these people answering the survey, who are the folks in the industry. And as you can see from this graph, when we ask them, how long have you been involved in affiliate marketing, most of the people are fairly new to the space that entered the survey from a global perspective. Now this is pretty exciting for someone like me because it shows me that there's still growth in the affiliate marketing space. There's still a lot of new people entering. There's still a lot of new companies getting involved. And this data actually mirrors last year's data as well. So last year we saw a lot of new people entering the space. This year we still see new people entering the space. So that's a pretty cool thing. New blood, new ideas, new innovations for affiliate marketing. It makes me pretty excited about what's to come. It's probably also not extremely, it's probably not that hard to believe that in an economy where a lot of people are potentially out of work or looking for ways to supplement their income, they're looking at a channel like affiliate marketing where they can kind of do it on a part-time basis, or they can very quickly and easily build some websites and go out and partner with some advertisers. So that could be another driving force behind it, and it's definitely something that I suspect is one of the reasons that we've seen some growth over the last couple of years. So there could be actually some upsides to the down economy for this industry. So again, we took a sample of some of the questions. There's a lot of data out there. It's hard to really hone in on what's going to be the most relevant, the most important. But here's one that I thought was kind of interesting. We asked the affiliates on a global perspective again, what are the most important items you look at when you're deciding whether or not you want to join an affiliate program? Commission amount, not surprising, right? Seeing what people are willing to pay, not too shocking. Relevancy of the advertiser and products, probably not too shocking there either. If you have a travel website, you're probably not looking to go and promote something that's not travel related, not hotels. You're going to look for hotels, you're going to look for airlines, you're going to look for stuff that's in your category. One thing I think that's really interesting is if you look at that third ranked question there, the third ranked answer, affiliate program reputation. I mean, that says a lot to me. Affiliates are out there looking at programs they want to join, and they're looking at how much money they can make. They're looking at, do I have the customers that can actually convert? And then they're looking at, how good is this program? What's the reputation? Am I going to be able to trust these guys? Am I going to get paid on time? Do they have a lot of baggage with the program, with making problems for other affiliates or tracking going down? So there's a lot that response shows me that folks are really doing their homework and trying to figure out what's a good affiliate program to join. And for the publishers out there or the affiliates in the audience, I would definitely say that's an important one to look at when you're thinking about joining programs. And for the advertisers, it's really something to take to heart, because a lot of times you could be faced with difficult situations where tracking may go down on your affiliate program. Or you may have an issue where you change your site and conversion drops. And all of these things impact the affiliate's perspective of your program. So how you handle difficult situations can end up helping or hurting you in the long run. So reputation is a pretty interesting thing to consider. When we manage programs for our clients, we always try and keep their reputations above board. Tracking goes down, try and estimate lost sales, and there's a lot of different ways to help with affiliate program reputation, but really that's showing that trust is an important thing in this space. I know some of these are hard to read, so this question was, how important is your relationship with an affiliate manager? That orange bar on the far left says extremely important. I usually join, promote, and quit programs based on the affiliate manager relationship. The blue column says somewhat important. The purple column says not important at all, and the red says not sure. So if you look at this, a huge percentage of our respondents are actually saying that the relationship with the affiliate manager is another important factor for affiliate programs. Now, you guys have all probably realized that or have some sense of that because you're here, you're at a conference, you're taking what's somewhat of a virtual industry and actually making the effort to get out, shake hands, kiss babies, and meet people. And that's great, because this is where you're probably going to do a lot of business. This is where you're going to be able to make a lot of the connections that will help make your businesses successful, whether you're an affiliate, an advertiser, or what have you. But clearly, the relationships between affiliates and affiliate managers are key and are driving business in this space. And the best way to get out and make those relationships are to attend the events such as Affiliate Summit East. So as I said, this was a global survey. This question is basically indicating where are you located. The blue slice of the pie indicates that roughly a little more than half of the folks that filled out the survey are from the US. And the orange slice of the pie is really showing that the rest of the folks are international. So knowing that, we decided why not look at just the US highlights and try and further drill down into the research. So if we looked at just the United States segment of affiliates, as I mentioned, relationships, getting to these events, getting to places where you can actually meet affiliates and shake hands is key. And luckily for you guys, Affiliate Summit East is ranked pretty highly among which events affiliates in the industry are attending. Affiliate Summit West, which is out in Las Vegas, and I guess slightly more fun than New York, has a little bit more attendance. And then there's some other pretty interesting events here too that you can take a look at. The individual network events like Commission Junction, Linkshare, Google seem to get their fair share of folks attending, and networking, Share Sales Think Tank. So from an industry perspective, the fact that you guys are here is pretty important because this is one of the best attended events among affiliates. And then outside of that, it's really the network events, which if you're not already working with that network, you're probably not going to. I shared this data with Sean earlier today, and he was pretty excited. Another question we frequently get asked as an agency is, where are the affiliates? What's the best network to join? Where can we recruit the most affiliates? And so here in this graph, you can kind of see that affiliates are really all over the place. And the question was worded so that people can select all of the networks they belong to. Not surprisingly, Commission Junction has one of the largest networks, but there was a good amount of overlap where the same affiliates in Commission Junction were appearing in other networks. Commission Junction, Linkshare, Google Affiliate, top 3, again, some of the bigger names in the industry, ClickBank, ShareASale, also up there, PepperJam. So while I wouldn't say this is an indication of which is the best network, this is certainly an indication of, from our research, where affiliates are. And the line all other responses, we tried to list as many networks as possible, and this graph would be even harder to read if we actually had them all up there. So anybody that was kind of on the smaller scale in terms of sheer number, we just grouped all those together in other. But if you actually get the, if you want the actual report, it will show you the complete list of networks that we did survey. Yeah. We have the ability to do that on the actual survey level. We don't typically do that when we give the raw data because it's just too cumbersome. We're trying to get the data out as quickly as possible. But if you have a vertical you're interested in, you can let me know afterwards, and maybe we can pull some data for you that'll be relevant. What vertical are you in? We actually have financial as a category, so might be some stuff there. So a couple years ago, we started asking this question. We knew that affiliates, a lot of times, were also involved in Google AdSense. So they're part of Google's content or display network, and they're also involved in affiliate programs. And when this first started happening, everybody heralded the end of affiliate marketing and said, oh, this is it. You don't need affiliate programs because now you can just buy on these sites through Google. Well, when we started doing this question 2 or 3 years ago, we were getting the same response. That over the course of time, while there are a lot of people involved in both Google's display network, Google AdSense, as well as affiliate programs, a lot of the people that we survey, at least, and these are thousands of folks out there, are making more money from affiliate programs than they are from Google AdSense. So certainly not all of them, but a good chunk are still making more money from affiliate marketing, which is an interesting thing. And Google AdSense is a great product. It's a pretty powerful tool. You place some code on your website, and Google automatically determines which ads should be shown based on the content of your site and gives you a cut of whatever they earn from advertisers. So I always like looking at this question because it really speaks to the fact that affiliate marketing is still a very strong advertising revenue source for a lot of the long-tail websites out there and affiliates outside of that. So of course, when we're looking at US-based affiliate companies, we had to look at tax nexus. We had to look at this big issue of what's happening with the states, what's happening with tax law, how is it changing, how is it impacting their business. So we asked the question, if you have been removed from programs because of tax laws, how many have you lost? How many programs have you been removed from? You can see the overwhelming majority of the affiliates that we surveyed, at least, have been removed from less than 10 programs. Now, less than 10 programs can still hurt if those are 10 big advertisers and those are 10 big revenue sources, but it's not hundreds, it's not thousands. So it seems like the problem with affiliates being removed from programs could be limited to a few advertisers who are making that stance and removing affiliates from their programs. Possible. We can certainly drill into this data a lot deeper, but I thought it was pretty surprising. I was actually expecting this number to be a lot bigger. And I think there's actually a session later today on the tax nexus too, if you're interested in getting more information on the issue. So then we also asked folks, okay, well, can you tell us how the changes in the tax laws have impacted your business? These, again, are really hard to read, so I'll read them from the left going right. Significant revenue loss as a result of advertisers removing me from their program. The next one in is also significant revenue loss from advertisers removing me from their program, and we expect it to only increase. Minor revenue loss as a result of advertisers removing me from their program. Again, minor revenue loss and expecting it to increase. No revenue loss at all, and then the highest peak on the far right is no revenue loss from the program, and we don't expect it to change at all. So we definitely see some spike on the significant side there, where there are affiliates. So like I said, it's less people are saying they're being removed from less than 10 programs, but they're seeing significant revenue losses if you look at that peak on the left side. Majority of the folks are still saying they're not really being impacted significantly. They're not losing a lot of programs. They're not losing a ton of revenue. But as you can see from that spike, there are definitely people out there who are losing some revenue and losing some advertisers as a result of the tax laws. not surprising, but probably what might be surprising is that it hasn't had a bigger impact, but maybe as more states roll out, and as California only happened a few weeks ago, maybe there's still advertisers deciding what they want to do. All of these things kind of will develop over time as state laws change and new states pass new laws. So it's definitely something we'll want to monitor and compare this data year over year. Okay. So that was the affiliate side. And that was just US affiliates. So now we wanted to say, okay, let's look at the affiliates who, we term it successful here, but success can be measured in a lot of different ways. So we tried to hone in on a measure of success based on revenue. And we thought, let's just try and segment out the guys who are earning a certain amount of revenue and see how they answered all of these questions. What's their perspective on the industry, and what kind of things are they showing that work well and don't work well? Here's how we created the segment. We had asked all of the respondents to give us their annual income for their company from affiliate marketing and affiliate programs they participate in. What we did for this segment is take anyone who earned more than $100,000 in the year. Again, success is, kind of, can be judged differently by everybody, but for the purpose of pulling this data for you folks, we said anybody who earned over $100,000 in the year, we're going to put them in this category. Let's see how they answered the survey. That's why the other tiers are blank, because we just pulled out that segment. And there's a couple hundred folks that fell into this category, in case you're curious. Now here's an interesting comparison. If you recall before, I showed you the graph that had when people entered the industry, and most of it was 2010, 2011. Of the folks that are making over $100,000, they've been in it for a while. They've got a couple years under their belt, so experience does matter, it seems. There's a lot of folks that have been in here since 99, 2000, 2001, but there still are some new folks that only just entered the space, so it is showing that experience isn't the only determinant of success, but it definitely does have something to do with it. When we ask the overall affiliate base, how many advertisers do you promote? The common answer is anywhere between 2 and 5, certainly less than 10. The majority of the folks in the global perspective tell us that they promote less than 10. But if you look at these guys who are generating a lot of revenue, we do have the folks that are in the 2 to 5 range that are promoting focused on a couple advertisers, but we also have the guys on the other side of the spectrum that are promoting 25 to, the second spike there is 26 to 100, and then the last spike all the way on the right is 300 or more advertisers being promoted on their site. So the number of advertisers promoted doesn't necessarily correlate to the success or the amount of revenue that's generated. You can see folks that are very successful by focusing in on just a few advertisers, and you can see folks that are successful by including a multitude of advertisers. So really, of course, is going to depend on the affiliate's website, the type of content, and the relevancy of the advertisers they can work with. But I thought this was pretty interesting to show that there are affiliates that are very focused, and there are affiliates that are pretty broad in terms of the advertisers they work with, and all can be successful. So we're always getting asked by publishers, how can I find out about new programs, and our clients, where do we have to go so that affiliates will learn about us and they'll find us? And as you can see from the data we've collected here, certainly the affiliate network websites, CJ, Google, Linkshare, et cetera, those websites are a big way that affiliates are finding out about new programs. No real surprise there. Advertiser websites with affiliate info pages shouldn't really be a big surprise there, but I'm always amazed at how many advertisers don't have affiliate info pages on their website, or don't have them prominently featured so that they're easily found. It's the number 2 way that affiliates are finding out about programs. And these are top affiliates. These are guys that are generating significant revenue. So these are the ones you really want to try and attract. emails from the affiliate networks, so actually getting the in-network emails, the promotional emails sent through the networks trying to recruit you. Searches on Google and Yahoo. That's something that we started asking 2 years ago, and we're pretty surprised by the results when people were actually telling us that affiliates are out there searching in the search engines. So place some search ads. Place some ads for your affiliate program. Try running some search campaigns if you're looking for affiliates. It might be worth a shot. It's not going to work for everybody, but these guys are out there looking for different programs based on search traffic. So it could actually work pretty well if you're an advertiser, if you're an affiliate. Maybe if other folks are finding this successful, you should try it out too. Try searching on different terms, seeing who's got programs out there. Affiliate manager contacts is that green line in the middle of the graph. Again, that really speaks to relationships. Really well-connected affiliate managers do pretty well in this space because they've got the relationships, they've got the contacts, they've got the Rolodex, and the relationships are even more than a Rolodex. It's actually, they can be trusted, the reputation's strong. You know, this all kind of goes back to the same theme that you saw from some of the other data, that relationships are a big part of this game. And they're telling us here, and they're showing it to us, you know, affiliates, advertisers. It's, you know, pretty evident if you walk around these halls how business is getting done in this space. And then the rest, word of mouth, online advertisements, conferences, blogs, and the catch-all category of all other. Alrighty, so those were the quote-unquote successful affiliates. Let's look at who we can say would be successful advertisers. Again, success can be defined a lot of different ways. We tried to narrow it down by saying, well, anyone who's looking at an affiliate program and probably counting it as successful from an advertiser's perspective is probably saying that this program is going to generate for me, you know, somewhere over $1 million in revenue. I could be way off, but I think if you're getting $1 million from one of your marketing channels in revenue, you're probably pretty happy with it, or you know, we know how, anybody that are advertisers out there know how difficult that is in the affiliate space. So I think that's a good benchmark for this to say anybody who's over that. And as you can see, it's kind of interesting how the data skews, where we had just as many advertisers, or close to as many advertisers, in that million to 1.5 million range for their revenue from their affiliate program, as we did on that very last category, which says more than $10 million is generated. So there's a lot of advertisers across the board that have given the input for this particular section. So we wanted to look at, well, okay, is there anything common among these advertisers? And as you can see, the blue slice of the pie indicates that most of the advertisers in this segment are B2C. They focus on consumer-based products. The purple section is both B2C and B2B. And the orange slice is purely B2B. Which tells me if you're a pure B2B player, it's going to be a little tougher. Not that it can't work, but it's going to be a little tougher to make the space work. But if you can leverage a B2C and B2B business, you got a much better chance of making it work. I think when you look at the breadth of affiliates in the space, that's pretty evident, because a lot of them are consumer focused with a section devoted to businesses. There are a few really successful B2B focused affiliates, but they're definitely, in my experience, in the minority. So this data is kind of interesting, where it really shows that if you're a B2B company, try and tack on a B2C component to your business, and you'll have a better chance of being successful in that sense of getting over $1 million in revenue from the affiliate program. Yeah.
How has this been developing over the years?
It's interesting. It's actually a question we just added last year, or sorry, the last 2 years, and the data has been this consistent from last year to this year. Yeah, so pretty steady. Yep. Okay. So we also get the question of how many affiliates do I need? How big should my program be? You know, so these advertisers that are generating over $1 million in revenue from their programs primarily are in the 1,000 to 5,000 affiliate range. The number of affiliates in their program are between 1,000 and 5,000. There's certainly very successful programs that have 50 or less affiliates, and there's probably very successful programs here, as you can see, that are more than 15,000 affiliates. But if you're curious how you benchmark, if you're an advertiser out there with a program, 1,000 to 5,000 seems like the sweet spot for folks running affiliate programs that are generating significant revenue.